Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Academy Embedded. Here with Coach Euler.
You guys.
Our kickboxing, Muay Thai coach at Academy. Welcome to the show. Coach Euler has been coaching with us for a couple of years now. When did you start with us at Academy?
Almost 3 years, right?
3 years,
yes.
Yeah. So you actually started with us in this room way back in the day. Really good times in this room. Without Coach, we wouldn't have the stellar kickboxing program we have now. So Coach, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself? When did you start with martial arts?
Yes, I started martial arts when I had 16 years old in Kickboxing Academy. I'm from Brazil. I'm from Curitiba. And I started in 90s. That time is different times. It's a Vale Tudo era.
Wow, Vale Tudo 90s.
Yes, and I started early with 16 years old. I had 20 years in the match now. And I come to here, to California, 2009, when Rafael Cordeiro coming to open the King's MMA. And I come together in the beginning, when the King's MMA beginning, and I come to here 2009.
Wow! Oh my gosh! Well, so much there. So you actually started coaching a little bit for when you came over for Rafael Cordeiro.
Before I start in Brazil, yes, I had my dark blue in 21, 22 years old. I started teach. I had teaching more 10 years more, yes, and I had a couple fights in Brazil, but not Vale Tudo, but MMA, Muay Thai, and now the focus is teach growing the fighters, growing persons, and that's it.
So awesome, man. So now it's about paying it forward. It's about helping other people with their martial art journey. That's so incredible.
Yes.
So it's actually it's really awesome the way our paths actually crossed. We were looking for somebody to help share with our students kickboxing and Muay Thai. I say kickboxing because for some people where we start them off, it's generally in kickboxing. It's just the fundamental about hands and kicking, and then later we get into elbows, knees, and all that. But basically, I had some friends at a different school, and I was just looking around for somebody, and a friend actually connected me with you, and the rest is history. And I'm so glad that really worked out. But so you actually had a couple MMA and Muay Thai fights. Which one did you like more, Muay Thai or MMA?
We train back in the days Jiu-Jitsu every day, Muay Thai every day, box because they focus more on fight, and we train Jiu-Jitsu because I'm from Brazil, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. But in my gym, Kickboxing Academy, the guys in 90s and early 2000, one of the best Muay Thai to MMA in the world, and we grow a lot of fighters like Wanderlei Silva, Anderson Silva, and I watch the guys fighting, and I had my fights to take my belts and to own my way, and now the goal is teach the class, but we train Muay Thai, the Kickboxing Academy, one of the best Muay Thai to MMA and to fight around the world, long time, yes.
Yeah, that's on. Did you like one or the other, MMA or Muay Thai?
Muay Thai, my focus now is Muay Thai.
Yeah, yes. More Muay Thai.
I love martial arts, Jiu-Jitsu too, but my focus is Muay Thai.
Everybody has their favorite. Even within Jiu-Jitsu, people like more gi, more no gi. I think more than anything, as instructors, my primary goal is to just expose people, and then you guys could just get a general understanding, just like if you guys were going to school. You know, you go at your early levels, you guys go to college or do whatever, you end up getting a general understanding of a couple different sectors, right? And then what ends up happening, you find something you really like in, and then you start to specialize.
Yeah, some people have a focus on fights. Some people lose weight, some people want to learn self-defense, different goals, yes.
Everybody has a different goal, and within that, once you explore around, a little bit, then you end up finding out, I like this. And just because you kind of pick one thing and specialize in, that doesn't mean that that's where you're going to stay the rest of your life either. Sometimes you start off like like when I first started, I started off in pancreation and jiu-jitsu competitions, and then at a certain point I went down a rabbit hole with boxing, and I just trained boxing for a while. I even got into eskrima and stick fighting, nice. And kali and eskrima, and it's just about exploring a bunch of different things, and then trying to become a well-rounded martial artist. That's really, I think, what we really aspire or want to have those aspirations for our students, to be well-rounded.
I think it's normal to everybody have a first day in the gym, first week in the gym, first month, and everybody, the first step is not easy, but after the guys feel more comfortable, and we are here to help. And yes, the techniques is important. Yes, the first week everybody, first step is not easy, but after, you fly.
No, that's absolutely right. I mean, everyone starts somewhere. Everyone starts somewhere, and the main thing is just to start training. If you haven't started training yet, if you've been on the sidelines, even if you took a break for a while, the main thing is just get back out there, get back on the mats, start learning, rip off the Band-Aid, so to speak, and just get after it. Yes. You know, so you mentioned you grew up in the sport, watching guys like Vanderlei and Anderson Silva. And do you have any good Vanderlei stories you want to share with them?
Yes. He's
one
big friend. Yes, he's an idol for me and around the world. Yes, and we had when I start, I can't train the same class because I'm too young and the guys is more older of me, but after 3 years training with the first Rafael Cordeiro black belt, I get in with these guys, and not easy, not good, easy times, hard times, but I learn a lot.
Oh man, I bet. I bet it's a lot. It's a real trial by fire in that kind of environment.
Yes.
Real trial by fire. I mean, that's good. You know, there's the martial arts scene has changed a little bit. You know, you definitely came from an era where people were trying to break you in the gym.
Yes. That time have the same way the fights, but today's more professional, more rules, and we separate the professionals. The guys wanna fight. We have a right time. That time, everybody together. Let's go.
Everybody together, huh? And that's one thing that's super important. You can't put everybody together. Yes. You gotta separate the animals. Perfect. It's just like the zoo. Honestly, that's the way I look at it. You gotta separate the animals. There's certain guys, they come in and they want to be, they're really preparing to be the best in the entire planet, and those guys have to train with other guys that are trying to be the best on their entire planet because they're gonna do things differently, and it just is what it is. Yes. You know, like if you are a recreational practitioner, it'll serve you better to be around a bunch of other like-minded people. If you're a competitor, you got to get into that competition.
Yes, you know? Need the special training to competition, but everybody can do it.
Everybody can. Everybody, and those the way I look at it, they cross paths all the time. And I'm not saying you can't train with high-level competitors. It's just there's a time and place for it, and you're better off training with the high-level competitor after that high-level competitor already got their hard training done in the morning.
Yes, the right time.
The right time. I even honestly, like I've been there, and I even sometimes coming up where I was really trying to train hard and go be the best I can be, right? And I was training hard with the wrong people, and you know, I didn't have the maturity at the time to kind of back off the throttle, and I was just doing my thing, like, okay, you know, like, yeah, I'm just training hard, you know, and I get it, and not everybody is in that modality, you know, so we try our best, and everybody who's in that position of leadership should also try their best. If you're an instructor somewhere or you're running some sort of program, you got to be mindful of why different people are there. You know, we try to really we really right now, especially after COVID and reopening and everything, we really try to help people get started.
Yes.
Get started, you know,
So
and then
important.
we started putting together more and more levels as far as our programming, so that people could really increase their knowledge of jiu-jitsu and kickboxing and all that. But you really got to be mindful when you're training who you're training with.
Yes,
You know?
it's so important to a good coach, have knowledge, and know each one need in the class. Each one have a different goals. One wanna teach, one wanna be a black belt, one guy wanna fight, and everybody train together because we are partners. But we have a focus. Each one we know. Each one need to go to the next level, no next steps.
Right. So, and that's one thing too, right? Because next steps, what does that mean? That means something different for everybody. For some people, that just means, okay, I've never sparred before and now I'm ready for sparring.
Yes.
For other people, it's different modalities of sparring, right?
Yes.
Like, oh, I'm just sparring. I'm just doing kickboxing type of sparring.
Yes.
You know, oh, now are you ready for knees? Are you ready to eat knees?
Yes.
Are you ready for knees because you maybe have a bad habit and you like to really bob and weave really low, but now you can't. If you're throwing knees and you have someone bobbing weaving like a boxer, they're gonna catch a knee.
Yes, we have a long time and we watch always the details is important because we watch the guy in internet, another website, but step by step, start the first step, you did the first step very well, you go to next step, we watching the details, and each one's different. We try do the best for each one.
No, and that's the thing, right? Because
Yes,
we're really
it's-
focusing on the details. So if you're doing something that could be dangerous, you know, and maybe it's like, okay, we have to wait for the sparring or for what kind of sparring.
Yes.
And then some people, because we have a room where we train both jiu-jitsu and Muay Thai kickboxing, some people want to just cross paths and train MMA, which we totally allow some of our students to do. But sometimes I want to make sure that the student who doesn't train jiu-jitsu enough knows what's going on, because you get in a position, right, where it's like
Yes.
someone's like, all right, I'm putting on the MMA gloves, but you don't have that prerequisite knowledge to really know what to do or know when you're in big trouble
Step by step.
on the ground.
Yes.
Step by step. The
Simple.
thing is, don't rush.
Yes,
Right? Don't rush.
yes.
Take your time. Develop the skill sets. The
Yes.
thing in jiu-jitsu is that for my side of the spectrum and what I teach and the people I help, when you make a mistake in sparring, right, you're maybe gonna get smashed, maybe you get submitted, maybe you get choked, something like that. When you make a mistake and you're doing like Muay Thai style of sparring, you could get real hurt.
Yes, yes.
You know, so the spectrum is totally different as far as consequences. When if you don't have a good protocol to rely on,
Perfect.
know how to keep your hands up, know if someone's throwing a kick, to not try to catch it if it's up high.
Yes.
You know, if it's up high, or try to do like this because you're gonna eat it.
Yes.
You know, it could not be really good for your health.
Yes,
You know, so-
we need to fix the space, small spaces, to the guy have one good stance, hands up, and good combinations, but not self-defense is important.
Super,
right?
super important. Especially, I mean, at the end of the day,
Yes.
most people, I mean, like over 95% of people are not going to compete.
Yes,
You know, and
yes.
they're just going to train, and you got to have something in your back pocket if you're not training with some self-defense in mind.
Yes.
I'm not crazy about that idea. You know, so it's got to be there. It's got to be there, and you got to be able to rely on. You have to be able to rely on the ability to create violence. At the end of the day, that's what it is we're doing. We're providing you with an ability to create violence, right? Like whether with jiu-jitsu
This
or
is a
Muay Thai.
sport. We wear it to self-defense for sure, but everybody with a partner, we train together, and we come to the gym not to fight. We come to learn it, how
Learn.
fight.
That's exactly right. That's exactly right.
Yes.
So, Coach, some of the other things you do when you're not coaching, you surf.
I love surf, yes. I'm from Brazil, I play soccer, but I fight better soccer. Not good, but I love surf too, yes.
So that's a... I know that people from Brazil, there seems to be a common thing when you're not that good at soccer, they're like, okay, you're going to be a fighter.
Or Jiu-Jitsu, or soccer, or Muay Thai, yes. Brazil is famous, yes. But
it's like you got to be on a different level where they let you in the soccer club.
When I start in Brazil, in my hometown, I have 3-4 gyms now, our neighbors have a Muay Thai, Jiu-Jitsu. Brazil is like
it's
here.
Everywhere. It's
California
everywhere.
have a lot of gyms too. Yes.
So you love surfing. That's
yes.
your thing when you're not coaching.
Yes, and not coaching. I enjoy the beach and surf.
Oh, that's all. Where do you surf?
Yeah, Huntington Beach. I live there. Yes.
Yeah. That's awesome. So you're a local at Huntington Beach.
Yes, beautiful, really nice place.
Oh yeah, I tried surfing a couple of times, but I don't float so well. I couldn't get into it. I think I bought the wrong size board and just struggled getting out there.
That's what you get.
And I'm kind of worried about the water. I get nervous. I'm just like,
here it's so cold. Brazil is warm, coach. There
the water's warmer.
Water is warm there.
Yeah, no. Yes. Whenever I'm in the water, and I've had a couple bad experiences on sponges too, where I went out with people. This was like way back in high school. I went out with people when it was way too big at Huntington, like close to Dog Beach.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
And at like 17th Street.
Nice.
And the waves were way too big. I didn't know what I was doing. I knew how to like.
We white belt.
I was like super white belt, and I just remember the waves were like crashing on each other.
Yes,
you know when on the face of a wave, there's like 1, 2, and you see people
the set coming. Yes.
but like on each other, and I just got
all things in the life
pretty bad.
We need practice
and take it easy.
Like martial arts, everything step by step, little by little. We practice, we getting better. We can do it.
So that's really one of the major benefits of the martial arts process, is that it teaches you the step by step method.
Yes.
Right. Even just going through the ranks, right? It's like every different level, you're going to start learning something new. You're going to start looking at even the same thing in a different way, unpacking the different layers, right? Like it's kind of like every single, even if you're a blue belt, from blue to purple, or through the different levels of Muay Thai.
Yes, and we need the first steps: be humble, learn, respect. Martial arts, surf too. We need respect the ocean. We need
you gotta respect everything.
Yes, and step by step. Yes.
No, that's a really good point, and that's one thing I really do admire about you, Coach Euler, is that if you've ever been at Academy, you ever seen Coach Euler always cool, level head, and always bring respect, always humble.
Yes,
it's not about like, oh, I'm like this guy with 20 years experience and all that. I know more than love. Show love, respect, humility.
Respect everybody. When you go to the gym, we not go to compete. We go to train. We are partners. I kick your leg. Oh, I don't will kick 3 times tomorrow. You don't walk. No, I will show you how I kick. Now next step, you need to check. We need respect everybody. We need to be humble, and everybody grow together. We are a team. We are partners, and we go forward.
That's exactly right. Coach, if you had any recommendations, any sort of advice for someone beginning in your program, what would you say?
Simple. Go train, go to the gym, be consistent, and believe in your coach, believe your team. You feel good in your team, keep train, and we are here to waiting for you guys. Always we be prepared. We have a long time. We have a good team here, and you coming. Don't be scared. You come to the school. You come to the study. It's a normal place. It's a normal sport, and everybody is welcome with us.
That's beautiful. I mean, and that's really at the heart of it. It's just the thing that you guys have to know, that we're here for you guys. don't know how much it means to Coach Euler when you guys come up and you guys actually achieve something that you didn't even think was possible. It makes our days. It really drives us to actually bring the best out of ourselves as coaches. And I see it with Coach Euler. I see you working with people. I see you correcting people's form. I
love to do that.
I see it's like everything, guys, is just teaching people how to crawl, then walk, then run, then jump, and it's incredible, guys. So it's really that at the heart, because you wouldn't be in this profession if you didn't love it.
Yes, and we love to do that, and we watch everybody. I saw one space in Jiu-Jitsu too. One space, let's do this. The eyes, we have eagle eyes.
You have to. Yes. Oh my gosh, it drives me crazy because I mean, and people know I'm a Jiu-Jitsu snob, and I'll be the first to say it. I think that should be on my tombstone when I die. It should say, Hector, the Jiu-Jitsu snob. I'm like like fanatical about like, okay, that thing is gonna get you in trouble. That thing is, I would not do that way. And sometimes I don't say it that nice. I gotta work on that. But I need to help people correct the little things that I always say are kind of like the cardinal sins, where doing X and X you'd probably get away with and you might be fine. But there are certain things that will probably get you killed, right? Like, killed, like just defeated in Jiu-Jitsu, right? Where it's just, don't do certain things, and those things will drive me crazy, But everyone has them. Every coach will see them.
Yes.
Even subtleties as far as like energy and how you train. How you might start being too aggressive or too aggro with somebody else. It's like, hey, I know where that leads.
Yes.
I know where that leads. When you start going really hard with someone, they start going really hard towards you, and you have to really control the energy.
Yes, 100%. Because we train, yes, we need no control mentally, yes, and we need no. Sometimes I train one guy not to have the same level, or one guy have a more level. Everybody same thing. We need to do one good train. We don't go to be in trouble or to kick somebody. No, we go to train. Everybody help each other and talk to you guys. We have a good team. Soon I will have a couple black belts here in academy for sure. I mean, working for do that.
Oh my gosh, that's exciting, guys. So that's another thing. Bringing up black belts at academy.
Yes.
That's the goal. That's the mission. You got to ask yourself, like, what is your mission? What do you want to accomplish out of your experience? What do you want to do? How far do you want to take it? And if you want to be that black belt, if you want to be Coach Euler's first black belt at academy, just show up.
Do it.
Just show up.
Yes.
Show up. Put in the work. Be humble.
Yes.
Be respectful. Help out other people. Don't ever forget what it felt like being that person on your first day, where you're just, like, what are these people about? Are they gonna beat me up? Are they gonna make fun of me for not knowing what I'm doing? No, you can't ever forget that humility, that feeling you had when you first walked in. Because that's one thing I never forget. Whenever I have someone walk in, that's the first thing on my mind. Is I want to be that kind person, that helping hand that I wish I would have had on my first day. Even though my experience, I had to get beat up on my first day from me to fall in love with Jiu-Jitsu. Different people, I'm telling you, different people are at different points in their life. But you have to always lead first with respect, humility, love, and the universe really reciprocates without being too much of a hippie. It's just what it is.
Yes.
And that's the thing I've experienced more than anything in the martial arts community.
Yes, but we have a good team here. Yes, Coach Nathan. Yes,
Coach Nathan bringing up the youth program.
High level too. Yes.
We got a bunch of really amazing coaches. But so, Coach, just want to say thank you so much for coming on the show.
Thank you so much, guys. Saudação.
All right, everybody. We'll see you guys next time.